Hindi imposition. This is one hell of a topic. Through this video, I would like to tell people everywhere why being Indian does not equals knowing Hindi. For example, let's just say that you are a Tamil person in the United States and you meet a fellow Indian. Unfortunately, he or she does not know Tamil. But instead of them asking you if you know Hindi, they automatically assume that you know Hindi and they'll start talking to you in that language. This is exactly what happened to MP Kanimozhi. The CISF personnel automatically assumed that every Indian should know Hindi. Not only Kanimozhi, anyone who does not know Hindi is being discriminated real bad. This is fundamentally and constitutionally wrong. Almost all the countries in the world knows that India is a very colorful country with lots of languages, cultures and traditions. But the North Indians are not willing to accept that. There are about 780 languages in India, but BJP is broadly seen as a party which is committed to the policy of one language, one culture, one nation. Which means 779 other languages will diminish slowly and will become extinct by the end of this century. You may ask me how learning one more language for the sake of easier communication could cause the extinction of our mother tongue. Let me explain you how. How many of us can finish one sentence in Tamil without including any other words from any other languages including English? It is possible, but it has become extremely difficult because most of us speak Tanglish. I am not criticizing the usage of English language in our everyday communication. In fact, we Tamils take pride in speaking English more than Hindi. That is good too, because English is a global language and it is really good for us to know that language. It opens many opportunities for us, and you cannot actually go to France and talk to a shopkeeper in Hindi there. So learning English is actually very good. But we should also face the fact that Western colonization ripped our language a bit. We do not talk how the language was spoken 500 years ago, and even 500 years ago people did not talk how the language was spoken 1000 years ago. Our language was reconstructed several times with the invasion of other kingdoms, tribals, and with the arrival of refugees from different parts of the world. That was something which could not have been avoided. But now we have a big fat book of constitution which supports us, and also the chance and necessity to save the last of what is left of our language. Hindi speaking states are not the best examples of good education or employment or social mobility or economic advancement. Every year, hundreds of schools in Hindi states do not get even a single pass in board exams, and lakhs of Hindi-speaking students fail in Hindi. The famous copying rituals at exams in North India shows the status of education in most Hindi-speaking states. Hindi imposition is seen as an attempt by the backward North to rule over the South and bring down the social, educational and economic status of non-Hindi speaking people to their level. Tamils hate when anything is imposed on them. You tell us we must do something, we would die trying not to do the same thing. If you are asking for proof, I can point out the anti-Hindi protests that took place in Tamil Nadu from 1930s, where many people killed themselves and thousands went to jail rather than allowing Hindi to enter our state. Instead of Hindi, Tamil Nadu learned English. We got good education, we got good opportunities, and we still keep growing. Our English is actually good too. Even in the US, people make fun of how the North Indians speak English and not how we speak English. Tamil Nadu has some of the world's top IT professionals who are in US. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh account for a huge chunk of Indian knowledge workers abroad and are in demand in the US, the UK, Australia and Europe. Long before job opportunities became available in present Tamil Nadu, English education paved the Tamils' path to advancement in other parts of India and abroad. English came to mean opportunity, progress and success. Of course, English is also dominating over our mother tongue, but at least that is opening us some doors. But imposing Hindi means learning a whole new language because of pressure and getting no good from it. The North supports Hindi, but they are forgetting that they are sacrificing their own language for the sake of Hindi. Do you remember Bangladesh? We all like to boast that our former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi freed East Pakistan and made it Bangladesh. But the fact is, Bangladesh was liberated by a handful of brave Bengali students who raised the flag of protest when the attempt was made to impose Urdu. Urdu is the official language of Pakistan and it was also imposed on East Pakistan. As a result, war broke out and a new country named Bangladesh was formed. Australia used to be one of the most linguistically diverse areas in the world. It had more than 250 languages, but because of colonization, most of those languages have extincted. Despite colonization, India succeeded in preserving many of its languages and one of those is Tamil. Tamil is not just the oldest language in the world, it is the oldest living language, which means the oldest language which is still being used today. Sanskrit is also old, but it is not spoken as widely as Tamil. Tamil is the only language that is also personified as a god. Tamil is an official language in Singapore and Sri Lanka, and it is also a recognized language in Canada, Malaysia, Mauritius, Seychelles, South Africa and French Reunion. We somehow survived colonization, but we are facing challenges, we are facing difficulties to safeguard our own language in a democratic nation. Language is the foundation of a culture. Culture is the identity of a society. Imposing another language means it is an attempt to take away our identity. We cannot allow that. That is why we Tamils are resisting Hindi. Hope this episode was very informative. Please do stay connected with us for more such information.